Today I'm gonna talk about starting a vlog regarding the COVID symptoms. I know that this would be relatable to every people out there because right now we are still in quarantine. We're still in lockdown, or should I say, we can never be free to go to do whatever we do right now because of this COVID. I want to talk to you about, I want to share my personal experience about COVID. And this is just recently. I am a nurse, of course, frontliner that works with people also with COVID patients. And I never thought that this would happen to me. With all the precautions, like everyone today has like all the precautions, mask, not going outside. But still, of course, I am a nurse and I'm inclined to do as a frontliner what should the frontliner have to do. So I worked with the COVID patients, and then right after, like about after my work, last November 28th, the symptoms started like right away, like December 2. I feel like I have fever inside. I don't have fever. I'm checking. I have my thermometer with me. I checked in the morning, like 98.7, like 98.2. I never had fever, but then the feeling inside, it's like you're having some fever. I never knew that was so weird. That was very weird. And then you have like the extreme body ache, super extreme body ache. My legs, I feel that there's too much sore. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't just lay down in my bed. So I went over to the emergency room December 4, because I can't stand the pain. I don't have fever. I only have cough. My cough was way before. That symptoms way before, like 4 weeks before I had the COVID. And that's what I'm thinking. I never had COVID. I had 2 consecutive negative tests for COVID. And then all along I was thinking that I was negative and I don't contract it, I don't have it. And then of course, you still know the exposure that I had, so I know that I cared for a COVID patient. But of course, like the cough, I think made my immune system so low, it made me compromise. So when I worked like 4 days in a row with COVID patients, probably my body gave in. And I still have like all of the precaution, all of the mask, all the gown when I'm taking care of my patient, all of the precaution, all of the vitamins. I took the vitamins just to stay away from it. But no, December 2, I still have the symptoms, and December 4 finally was diagnosed. I got shocked because in the emergency room I was like having shortness of breath when I cough, and they said probably because my lungs are inflamed, so I had to take steroids. They just give me steroids and Zofran and the usual medication that I had before, the inhalers. Like I had asthma. I never had asthma. And then after that, the pain still subsides, still persists. Not still persists, it persists in the whole body. I wouldn't know. Even if I'm a nurse, I wouldn't know what to do. I feel so helpless. And then I waited because I waited for the result. Like I had to wait after I got in the emergency room. I waited for another day for the result, and then when I check on my my chart, it says positive, and it was doom. I couldn't feel nothing. I feel like, oh my God, did I do this to myself? I was so blocked out, and then all I feel is still feel that coughing. I still have that pain, the extreme fatigue, the extreme joint sores, and I thought of like isolating myself. I put myself in another room, and I have a 4-year-old daughter, and so I needed her to, I need to isolate myself from my daughter because I don't want her to get anything from me. And then I'm still taking all those steroids. I'm still taking all inhalers. I don't know why it's not working. But to think of it all, I really never had fever. But it's weird. Like the symptoms were like when you check, you don't have the fever, but it feels like burning inside. I could feel the burning on my toes, my legs, and I feel it here, and I still have the cough, the extreme fatigue, the lightheadedness. You can't seem to describe what you're feeling inside with this COVID. I couldn't imagine who else. And then at night, it's every night, not only every day, it's every night. I feel like I'm having fever, but I don't. It's too uncomfortable. You can't sleep, you can't eat. You have the taste of smell, the taste and the smell is out. You don't have any appetite at all. No appetite. You can't even think about eating. I'm not um I'm not making symptoms worse, but that's what I'm um ex- explaining to you guys. I'm sharing to you what I'm sharing to you guys my experience about this COVID and what it felt like, because it's just recent. It's just very recent for me, and I couldn't cope up like December 4, and then after that my symptoms got worse. I couldn't walk without having shortness of breath. I went over to my room, went out of the room, and then I was really coughing, and it's the shortness of breath. I couldn't stand walking. It just makes me short of breath, really. Like till now I still have that little cough. Whenever I come out of the room, I feel short of breath. Couldn't even walk. And then coming in and out, I couldn't concentrate with anything. I would want to cook for myself. I would want to eat something, but my head is not in there, and my shortness of breath is just getting worse. Even with the inhalers that I got, it seems like it's not helping. I don't know why. So my husband called for 911 and sent me into the hospital where they check on me. That was December 10. And then my oxygen seems to not stabilizing. Like it's on 89, 88, 87. So they put me on 2 liters, and then I don't know, it feels like in the hospital I just have to take oxygen to not short of breath, to not have that shortness of breath. I have 2 liters and I got like 91%, and then it goes up 92, 93 with the oxygen while I rest. But it's still very hard, like to walk, because whenever I walk I still have like, having short of breath, like having some asthma attack. And also I had symptom that when I go to the bathroom and do do number 2, I have like loose bowel movements every time, and it's so hard. I don't know, that's weird. Loose bowel every time whenever I go to the bathroom, and it makes me feel weak. They never had to give me IV fluids. This whole experience is just so weird for me, because I am a nurse and I know like a lot of the everyone's checking for some symptoms in the internet, watching for or having themselves informed about the symptoms. But when you get to it, when you're in there, you'll never know at all. Even if you are the doctor, you are the nurse, it feels like you don't have the knowledge, even if you had been informed before that these symptoms occurs. Like some of the people had minor symptoms with COVID, just flu-like symptoms, and they could get over it, cope up with it. But this is why I'm sharing this to you guys, because this is so strange for me, being a nurse, opening up this vlog, opening up this information for you guys to see, like how one was affected by COVID in such a way that it's so hard. So not only that, it's not only me who suffered from COVID. So I got admitted December 10 to 13.
Yeah.